कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अदृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् गोष्पतीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायण महामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायण महानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। मङ्गलं कोसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम्। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। The first challenge having been overcome, the second challenge was Mainaka. The third one was the Surasa, and that Surasa also been overcome by him. And now here we see that in the verse number 120, towards that, he had made sure that she is not hurt by what he did, but at the same time, she had realized that what he had to do to accomplish is done without any hindrances. So here, he crossed over that also, and then went to the highest atmosphere very beautifully described by Valmiki as the very area where all the devatas were flying about in their own vimanas, and also in what we call today as satellites and many other things that we know today. They are all floating in the middle of nowhere. But here, devatas were driving their vehicles, going by their vehicles driven by animals. And very interestingly, even snakes are considered as drivers of the vehicles. And here, Bahushaha Sevite Viraihi Vidyadhara Ganaivrute Jagama Vayu Margeja Garuman Iva Marutihi. The Garuman Iva, like that of the Garuda, Marutihi Vayu Marge Jagama. And then having gone in that height, the next challenge is yet to come. Hanuman Meghajalani Prakarshan Maruto Yata Kala Guru Sarvani Raktapita Sitani Cha Kapina Krishyamanani Mahabrani Chakashire Pravishan Nabrajalani Nishpadancha Punah Punaha Pravrishindurivamadi Nishpadan Pravishanstada Pradrishyamana Sarvatra Hanuman Marutatmanaha Bejembaram Niralambam Pakshayukta Vadrirat Lavamanam Tutam Drishtva Hikanama Rakshasi Manasa Chintayamasa Pravruddha Kamarupini Adya Dirghasya Kalasya Bhavishyamyahamashita. Here, Hanuman Meghajalani Prakarshan. He is dragging all the clouds of chain of clouds. Yata Marutaha, like that of his own father, the wind. Pretty much, the qualities of one's own parenthood is there in as a part of the DNA in all of us. Some behavior, some look, some characteristics, some qualities will be there. Obviously, Marutatmajaha, he is capable of thus even dragging all the clouds with him. Kala Agaru Sarvani, not Kala Guruni, Kala Agaru Sarvani, Rakta Pita Sitanicha. They look like all those clouds were looking like that of Kala, dark, Agaru. Agaru is as it is going Agalocham. So the black alloy, whatever is the name, the way pronunciation. Aloe vera, nowadays we use aloe. So, and they are colored like Savarnani, Rakta, red in color, sometimes Pita, yellow, white, all different colors, based upon the water that it has and also the reflection of the sun or the sunlight. Kapina Krishyamanani Mahabrani Chakashire. being dragged by Hanuman, they are shining in different colors. And he entered into them and come out of them. Sometime, as you see some of the flights, when they get into the clouds, you will not see them. Then again they appear, again they disappear. Pravishan abrajalani, entering into those clouds. Nishpatanscha punapunaha, coming out of it again. And pravishi indu iva bhati. So like that of Indu, the moon, entering into the clouds, pravrishi means those which are cloudy, clouds that are in the autumnal season, rainy season or monsoon season. Nishpadan pravishan stata, like that of the moon entering into the rainy clouds, monsoon clouds, and coming out of it. Pradrishyamanaha sarvatra, seen everywhere. Hanuman, Marutatmajaha, and he also Beje Ambaram, Niralambam, and he has reached Beje. Baj is the root word there, and there he obtained Niralambam, without any support, in the middle of the sky, Pakshayukta, along with the wings like that of the Adrirad Pakshayukta iva, like that of a mountain which has wings. He appeared like such a huge form. As we know, we just saw how Mainaka and many other mountains had wings before, and then as Sundara started to chase them, they all lost them, except Menaka Parvat, which was saved. So, Pakshayukta iva Adrirad. Adri means a mountain. Adrirad, the best of the mountains. And now you see, Adri word you might have come across, Sheshadri. Sheshadri means it is a mountain of Shesha. Again, then Venkatadri. So that is Adri word is used there. And that this one, a mountain, Adrirad, Plavamanam tu drishtva, tam drishtva, seeing him flying like this, Simhika nama rakshasi. Next challenge. Simhika. Her name is Simhika. This is a Rakshasi. So Rakshasi, as you all have been telling you in many places, these Rakshasas are not necessarily bad. They are meant to protect the earth. And in the process of protecting the earth, they may perhaps they overdo the job. It is like sometimes the security personnel look like he's the owner of the place. He's like, no, get out. Like the Jaya Vijayas did. The doorkeepers, they're supposed to they keep the door secure. But they become authoritative. And that's how they got cursed also. So here, the Rakshasas, they think they own the place. That's when they get into trouble. So Manasa Chintayamasa, she started to think what? Pravruddha Kamarupini, she the one who has grown big. And Kamarupini, according to her own form, she can take up. What did she think? Adya Dirgasya Kalasya, now today, after a long time, Bhavishyami Aham Ashita Bhavishyami. I will become fully satisfied in eating because here is a huge breakfast or lunch is coming in front of me. I would be so happy to consume this one, whichever it is, whatever it is. So this way she was thinking, Idam mama mahasatvam.
Idam mama mahasatvam.
Chirasya vashamagatam.
Chiratyam Vashamagatam
Iti sachintya manasa
Itita Chintya Manasa
Sayamasya samakshipan
Chayamasya Samakshipat
Shipat Chayayam maha
Guru Guru
Chayayam grihyamanayam
Chayayam Grihyamanayam
Chintayamasa vanaraha
Chintayamasa Vanaraha
Samakshiptosmi sahasa
Samakshiptosmi Sahasa
Pankruta parakramaha
Pangum Kruta Parakramaha
sorry Pangukruta parakramaha
Pangu Kruta Parakramaha
Pradilobena vatena
Pratilomena Vatena
Mahanauriva sagare
Mahanauriva Sagare
Tiryagurdvamadaschaiva
Tiryagurdvamadaschaiva
Kshamanastata kapihi
Vikshamanastada Kapihi
Tadarsha samahasatvam
Tadarsha Sa Mahasatvam
Uktidam lavanambasi
Ustitam Lavanambhasi
Tam drishtva chintayamasa
Tam Društva Chintayamasa
Marutir vivrutananam
Marutir Vikrutananam
Vikruta or vivruta? Vikruta, okay. Kapirajñam yadakyatam
Kapiragnya Yadhakyatam
Tattvam adbhuta darshanam
Sattvamadbhuta Darshanam
Sayagrahi mahaviryam
Chayagrahi Mahaviryam
Idam natra samshayah
Tadidam Natra Samshayah
Chirasya Mahasattvam idam mama vasham agadam. Chirasya, after a long time, this huge form has come under my control. Idi sachintya manasa, having thought like this in the mind. Chayam asya samakshipat. It caught hold of the shadow of Hanuman. This one is capable of catching anything that is flying by the shadow. Think about it. When you're walking and somebody catches your shadow and drags you. Oh, it'll be so, what do you call that? Shocking. Nobody I see, but I'm dragged. How is that? So, chayayam grihyamanayam chintayamasa vanaraha. Here, Hanumanji started to think as his shadow is being captured. What is he thinking there? Samakshiptaha asmi. I am being clutched somewhere. Very well. Sahasa at once. Suddenly, Pangu Kritam Parakrama. My power is completely gone. If somebody is there in front of me and doing it, I can understand. But my power is completely gone. Pangu Krita means powerless. You know, like a person who does not have feet, he cannot walk. That's called Pangu. We do have that word. Pangum Langayade Girim. That word you might have come across, where Bhagavan is capable of making even a person who is handicapped, is able to make him walk. So there the word is Pangu Kritam. Pangu Krita Parakramaha. My power has become made useless. Pratilopena vadena mahanoriva sagare. It is like a mahanau. Nava is a huge ship. Sagare in the middle of the ocean. Pradilopena vadena. By the opposite currents or by opposite wind. See, those times motors were not there. they were going by the wind position, however. So the sailing boats or sailing ships completely depend upon the favorable winds. The winds become unfavorable. How the ship can be in the middle of nowhere, caught up, and how it becomes dragged here and there. That way, it's such a beautiful kind of a simile here. He got caught up in the middle of the sky. See, he couldn't see. You see, it is like if it is on the water or on the ground, you can understand. But on the top of, like a flight is going, and suddenly the heavy storm or what called hurricane hits. And you cannot do anything because you have you're suspended in the air. Only way is to ground, come down. There's no other way you can do anything there up there. So he looked up, Tiryag urdhvam adaschaiva. He looked around, above, below. He couldn't see anything. Vikshamanas tada kapihi. Then he saw Dadarsha Samaha Sattvam Uttitam Lavanambasi. Because even though dragged by the shadow, that Simhika has to eat him only from the water. So that Lavanambasi Mahasattvam Uttitam, a huge form has appeared in the water. Tam Drishtva Tadrishtva Chintayamasa. Looking at that, he started to think, Maruti Vikrutananam. Tat Vikrutananam. Vikrutananam. One which has a huge mouth to consume him. Now he remembered Kavirajna Yata Akhyadam Sattvam Adbhuta Darshanam. Very strange to look at. And it was originally mentioned by Sugriva while talking about the dangers that could possibly be there during the travel towards the south. He had mentioned that very clearly in Kishkinda Kanda, Sarga 41 and verse 26. He had mentioned that very clearly, that this is what you will face. If you are not careful in the southern side in the waters, there can be such dangers which you have to be aware of. So where is that? So here we see in page in my book, and there in 26 verse number 26 and 41. Dakshinasya samudrasya madhye tasya sa tu rakshasi Angarakedi Vikyata Chayam Akshipya Bojini. He had mentioned there. Sugriva had warned them. There will be one which is called Angaraka, according to him at that point. And he said that one will drag anyone by the shadow and eat. So be careful. In that way, he had mentioned. So he remembers that. Chaya grahi mahaviryam tadidam natra samshaya. So this is the one which is mentioned by him, which is powerful. Tadidam na atra samshaya. That is what it is here. Now he comes to know. So, of course, Sugriva had all the details. You know how had all the details? Because he was chased by Vali, and he was going all over the universe, and he knows every part of it. Sadam buddhvartha tatvena Timhikam matiman kapihi Vyavardhata mahakayah Pravrishiva balahakah Tasya sakayamudvikshya Vardhamanam mahakapehe Vaktram prasarayamasa Patalambara sannibam Ganarajiva Garjanti
घनराजीव गर्जन्ति
Vanaram Samabhidravat
वानरं समभिद्रवत्
Sadadarsha Tadastasta
तददर्श ततस्तस्या
Vikritam Sumahan
विकृतं सुमहन्मुखं
Kayamatram Chamedhavi
कायमात्रं च मेधावी
Marmani Chamaha Kapihi
मर्माणि च महाकपिः
Satasya Vikrite Vaktre
ततस्या विकृते वक्त्रे
Vajrasamhanana Kapihi
वज्रसंहननः कपिः
Sankshipya Muhuratmanam
संक्षिप्य मुहुरात्मानं
Nipapada Mahakapihi
निपपात महाकपिः
Aste Tasya Nivanjantam
आस्येतस्या निमज्जन्तम्
Tadrushuhu Siddhacharanaha
तदृशुः सिद्धचारणाः
Grasyamanam Yata Chandram
ग्रह्यमानं यथा चन्द्रं
Purnam Parvani Rahuna
पूर्णं पर्वाणि राहुणा
Tadastasya Nakaistikšnaihi
ततस्तस्या नखैस्तीक्ष्णैः
Marmanyutkritya Vanaraha
मर्माण्युत्कृत्य वानरः
Tam Simhikam Kapihi Matiman Buddhva Arthatatvena Buddhva, having understood or recognized that Simhika Arthatatvena, in reality what is her nature, Mahamadiman Kapihi, because he knows this is the one, because I am being dragged by the shadow which is not very visible, but when he saw that huge thing appearing in the ocean, he knows this is the one which is doing that, because physically he doesn't see any hands holding him. So obviously he knows that this is being done by this Rakshasi only. Then he started to grow himself much bigger. Vyavartata mahakayaha pravrushiva balahakaha, like that of the cloud that is growing during the rainy season, it accumulates more and more and more into its size. Sometimes they are as huge as miles in length and breadth. So that huge cloud, how it carries the water, in the same way, huge form he made himself. Tasya kayamudvikshya vardhamanam mahakapehe. Seeing that growing form of this monkey here, Sa, that is Simhika, Vaktram prasarayamas. She also opened her mouth widely, like that of equal to Sannibam Patala Ambara, like that of the underworld, where this dark, huge area of hell, so to say, not hell, but very lower forms of living, dark because sun cannot enter there, which is called Patala. The space there, Patala space. Ghanarajiva Garjanti, thundering like that of the Ghanaraja, the huge clouds. Vanaram Sam Abhidravat. She started to drag him further. Sa Dadarsha, he also started. Tatastasya Vikritam Sumahanmukham. He also started to watch her huge mouth through which she would like to consume. Now, he knows that there is no trick possible here, because this one is capable of catching him without physically doing anything. Now, I have to, therefore, use my physical strength alone. Because with the Mainaka, he at least, obliged. That was not danger, but he decided not to take rest. With the Surasa, he had to apply his intelligence. That is becoming very small. Huge made her make her mouth 100 yojanas wide at the height, and then he suddenly became small and then went in and came out and said, yeah, I did. You could not close your mouth. What can I do for that? So this way he made it intelligent move. But now here, there's no way he can do that. He had to apply his strength. So therefore, marmani cha mahakapihi tasya vikrite vaktre vajra samhanana kapihi sankshipya. So he started to apply his power. First of all, he watched for what is the way to do and where to hit. Vital parts, if I hit, that will be the best way to get rid of it. So marmani. So others say Medhavi, the one who is very intelligent. Marmani vikrite vaktre vajra hamsanana kapihi, with his solid samhananam is hard like a rock. Sankshipya muhuratmanam nipapada mahakapihi. At once he applied that very power of his body, and in the kaya matram, and with his physical body with itself, he was able to hit her very well there. And this interesting thing is here, this very physical body itself is his own strength. This physical body itself is like a vajra. He doesn't need any weapon or anything. So the very body with which he had destroyed her, and Sankshipya Muhuratmanam Nipapada Mahakapihi, he just made her fall down. Asye Tasyaha Nimajjantam. First of all, as he did, but she is not very easy to overcome. So what he did was, while hitting, he just went into her mouth. So he just sunk inside. Nimajjantam tasyaha asye, her mouth, dadrushuhu siddhacharana, they are all watching it. Siddhaha charanaha dadrushuhu grasyamanam yata chandram purnam parvani rahuna. Did we read that? Yeah, I think we did that. So, yata chandram purna parvani, during the full moon, rahuna grasyamanam, like the Rahu devouring that full moon, tadaha tasya nakaihi tikshnaihi marmani utkrishya vanaraha utkritya. Having entered into her mouth, he with his own nails, nagaihi tikshnaihi, sharp nails, marmani utkritya, splitting the body, the vital parts, tearing it apart, vanaraha. Then further, utpapatata vegena manas sampata vikramaha tam tu dishtya cha buddhya cha dritya cha dakshinyena nipatyasaha
Dakshinyena nipatyasaha
kapipraviro vegena vavrute
punaratmavan
kritahritsa hanumata papada vidurambasi swayambhuvaiva hanuman
Swayambhuvaiva Hanuman
srishtastasya nipatane
दृष्टस्तस्या निपातने
तां हतां वानरेणाशु
तां हतां वानरेणाशु
पतितां वीक्ष्य सिंहिकाम्
पतितां वीक्ष्य सिंहिकाम्
भूतान्याकाशचारिणी
भूतान्याकाशचारिणी
तमोचु प्लवगोत्तमम्
तमूचुः प्लवगोत्तमम्
भीममद्य कृतं कर्म
भीममद्य कृतं कर्म
महत्सत्त्वं त्वया हतम्
महत्सत्त्वं त्वया हतम्
साधयार्थम् अभिप्रेतम्
साधयार्थम् अभिप्रेतम्
अरिष्टं प्लवताम्बर
अरिष्टं प्लवतां वर
यस्य त्वेतानि चत्वारि
यत्त्वेतानि चत्वारि
वानरेन्द्र यथा तव
वानरेन्द्र यथा तव
धृतिर्दृष्टिर्मतिर्दत्याक्ष्यम्
धृतिर्दृष्टिर्मतिर्द्राक्षम्
सकर्मसु न सीदति
सकर्मसु न सीदति
there uppapata adavegena, then having torn her vital parts, immediately he rose up out of her mouth. Then manasampada vikrama, that movement of the Hanumanji from the mouth of Simhika up to the sky is the speed of the mind. Manojavam. That is why we call him as the speed. Java is speed. Manojava. So the speed of the mind, meaning how quickly, there are two things, mind and the wind. Both are very fast. Only one letter difference, M and W. Ulta karo, it's become mind. The other way, it's wind. So both of them are so fast. Like a wind, also such a speed. That's why we when we have building, we have windows. Windows, wind can come inside and go. That's called windows. So what we call it as our sense organs, they are called mindos. The mind come in and get out. So we have windows, and in the house we have windows. So mind also can get in and get out very fast. So that speed, tam tu drishtya tu dhritya cha dakshinyena nipatya saha. Now, this is considered as not merely because of Hanuman's might only, but also by destiny. She was supposed to get killed by this Maruti's son. So therefore, drishtya due to destiny, dhritya by the strength of Hanuman, dakshinyena by the clever, ingenious, unique method of destroying her, saha nipatya, having destroyed her, kapi praviraha, the best of the kapi, vegena vavrude, he immediately again grew back in size, punaratmavan. So hrita hritsa, hritam hritaha hataha. So hritam is the body, the heart broken, heart tore under, hrita. One whose heart was completely destroyed. Sa Hanumata hrita hritsa papada, she fell vidurambasi, in that water which is vast, and she vidura ambasi papada, vidura, miserably she fell into the water. And Hanuman tasyaha nipadane swayambhuva eva srishtaha. So Hanuman is said to be being created by Swayambhu, Brahma, for the purpose of also killing her. Swayambhuva srishtaha. Swayambhuvasishtaha, by him it is created, Hanuman, for her to fall down that way. Tasyaha nipadane. Tam hrutam vanareshu patitam viksha samhikam, seeing tam, simhikam tam, atam, vanarana ashu patitam, very quickly being made to fall, vikshya, bhutani, all the being, akasha charini, all those who are flying about in the sky also, tam uchuhu plavagottamam, they addressed that very best of the monkeys, adya bhimam karma kritam, you have accomplished a great task. Mahastatvam tvaya hatam, this huge Rakshasi has been destroyed by you. And sadaya artham abhipreda arishtam plavatam vara. So sadaya artham, you accomplish your task which you have decided to accomplish, for which you have been abhipredam. We are proceeding on. And yasya tu etani chatvani vanarendra yata tava, because you have accomplished four different challenges you have overcome. So in these four of them, there are four important virtues that are exhibited. What are those? Dhriti, drishti, mati, dakshyam. Dhriti is strength and the firmness. Drishti is vision, and which is a vision one, we'll see that. Dhriti, drishti, and then mati, intelligence, and dakshyam. Dakshyam is ingenuity and the skill. Now we can understand that first one, where he fully believed that I can definitely cross that mighty ocean, which others were very afraid to even think about. That came out of the faith that he had in Bhagavan. I am Ramatutaha. I am the Lord's emissary. I am the one who is chosen by him to go in this direction, because of which he gave to me the mudrika. That is to show that he had complete trust in me. And when he has totally trusted in me, how can I fail? And so thinking that he is the right instrument of the Lord, that firmness came to him. That faith that he had alone could make him leap, which is the unknown. He doesn't know which direction, where he is going. But I know that if the Lord has sent me, it is like the arrow shot by the Lord must go towards a destination. It cannot stop anywhere. So obviously, he had expressed the dhriti there. Then, as he proceeded further, there was obstacle of Mainaka, but he didn't lose his vision. Now, I need to go without a break. No break. No breakfast also. I have to go without any kind of obstacle. And what I need is a constant support of the Lord. Nothing else I need. No relaxation. No time to sit down and even rethink about what I'm doing. I have been shot like an arrow and I'm moving, and nothing can stop me. This is the vision. Then came the playtime where he has to understand. Okay, that is the surasa. He has to use some kind of a madi. I have to understand how to handle this one. So therefore, he, using his intelligence, he became huge and made her also open her mouth very huge. And then within no time, he became so small and moved in and moved out. So that's what he did with his ability to think carefully. So that is mati. Then finally, what we see is the Last one, which is considered as the most beautiful, that is Daksham. Daksham is ingenuity, creative thinking. And which creative thinking includes, I need to attack on the vital parts, because she is capable of dragging me without me. Because he lost his power. So when he gets into the water, where the shadow will be? Outside he cannot do it. You will drag him further. If the mouth is like this, if we go anywhere outside, she will drag me. I'll get in. Now, where the shadow will be? In her. Get in there. In her, she can drag. Outside, she can drag me. Inside, how will she drag me? So the moment he got into the mouth of her, she lost control. And straight he went and into her mouth and tore the heart apart. Now, see, the fourth one, which he had used, both intelligence as well as his power, because intelligence alone will not work here. And you need to use the power. So in our life, as we have seen, in other three also, it has some relevance to our life also. Faith is the first one. Second is relentless consistency in what we do. Never stop. As you start to do something, never stop. Go until the end and complete it without any hesitation, without anything to relax, anywhere to relax, and proceed on. The second one. Third one, we saw that ego. We have to overcome our own ego so that we can overcome others' ego also. We always think that if an egoistic person is in front of me, I should show my ego also. No. We watch how the other person will be helpless when you accept and say, okay, if you think you are great, fine. I have no problem, because I don't have any problem with that. I don't have an ego to prove myself greater than you. So that way. A fourth one which we see here is catching by the shadow. Very often, we may not be attacked or brought to a perilous situation directly by people. They create circumstances to drown us down. It is not necessary everybody will come in front of you as your enemies, as your vairis. Like, in the computer also, the vairi, it'll start consuming your files, corrupting your files. In the same way, people can corrupt your people around you, talking about your, this and that. You know what he's doing. You know what she's doing. And try to corrupt the people around you, by which you will lose support. So the best way to attack an enemy, it is said, that is to find out who his friends are and corrupt them. So by which you will not be able to survive, because all your support is lost. When your support is lost, you are clueless and lonely. That is when you have to have an attack. That is what the Britishers did that. What they came and found out who are all your allies, and go and then bribe them. All your so-called friends or partners are bribed. Now that all of them are with you. Now they can easily drag you down, because you have no help. This is what happens in our life. See, even a cancer in our body, what it does is it starts to attack the vital parts. And then you are finished. Then you cannot do anything. So it will not directly attack anything, but it will make sure that you become useless, powerless. In political situation, that is the case. That's what they do. By corrupting others, they will bring you down. So it is necessary that an individual must find one's own strength and not depend on others to survive. Maruti, Hanumanji, he has come to know that so long as it can catch my shadow, I am helpless. How do I make sure that my shadow is not available to her? Get into the mouth. Go directly into it. The moment you realize that your dependence, you are depending upon others for your strength, for your sustenance. See, that's why in the political parties also, if you get the majority, then you are more firm or steady than collaboration. If 4 or 5 parties come together and then you win the election, any time, you've seen it, any time you will be brought down. It has happened in many places. If you are depending upon somebody else for your power, easily they can be bought. Once they are bought, you are finished, you are caught. So if you have your own majority with your own abilities, then nothing anybody can do. The opposition is like a dust. You can just foo them, hey, get out. I have the maximum strength here. So independence, finding your own strength. No doubt we all have weaknesses. Nobody in this world has no weakness. Zero weakness is nobody. Only Bhagavan can be. So when we know what our weakness, let us not make others use our weakness to get onto us. We must positively work on our strength through which we can overcome or put aside our weakness. Like, for example, a child is there. A child cannot do anything by itself. What does it do? It will shout at the top of the voice. That scream, you have to attend to. We thought that the child will not, okay, don't cry. The crying is the strength. The child has that. It knows. That's the only way I cannot make any other way. The attention of my mother and others cannot be got unless I make a big shout there. He'll shout. So if you look at the tiger, or it is not bigger than a lion. It is not bigger than an elephant. Elephant comes in front of it. Definitely it cannot attack because it's such a huge fellow. It will do garjan. That very garjana, that very sound it makes, it will it was terrifying to all animals around. The very sound itself is sufficient. It is not bigger than, it's not strong, no doubt, but it's not big. So the elephant comes, and elephant will be afraid to go anywhere near that guy. A small mosquito, think about the size of the mosquito. What is its strength? Sharp, needle-like. That fellow, that is the only strength with which it moves. You cannot do anything. It can fly quickly and attack where it wants. So, build your strength. Overcome your weakness and put aside your weakness and work on your strengths. And that way you will be unsurmountable, cannot be attacked. So if your strength is depending upon others, it's a question of time. So the shadow is an external dependence. And Hanumanji, knowing very well, that will make him vulnerable. He had applied his strength within himself, what is already he has got. With that, he attacked Simhika. So this is what is to be understood here as the teaching. Satai sampujita pujyaha.
Tatai sampujita pujyaha.
Pujya pradipanna yojanai. Satai sampujita pujya pradipanna prayojanai.
प्रतिपन्नप्रयोजनैः
जगामाकाशमाविश्य
जगामाकाशमाविश्य
पन्नगाशनवत्कपिः
पन्नगाशनवत्कपिः
प्राप्तभूयिष्ठपारस्तु
प्राप्तभूयिष्ठपारस्तु
सर्वतः परिलोकयन्
सर्वतः परिलोकयन्
योजनानां शतस्यान्ते
योजनानां शतस्यान्ते
वनराजीं ददर्शज
वनराजीं ददर्श सः
Okay. ददर्श च पतन्नेव
ददर्श च पतन्नेव
विविधद्रुमभूषितम्
विविधद्रुमभूषितम्
द्वीपं शाकामृगश्रेष्ठो
द्वीपं शाखामृगश्रेष्ठो
मलयोपवनानि च
मलयोपवनानि च
सागरं सागरानूपान्
सागरं सागरानूपान्
सागरानूपजान् द्रुमान्
सागरानूपजान् द्रुमान्
सागरस्य च पत्नीनाम्
सागरस्य च पत्नीनाम्
मुखान्यपि विलोकयत्
मुखान्यपि विलोकयत्
समहामेघसङ्गाशम्
समहामेघसङ्काशम्
समीक्ष्यात्मानमात्मवान्
समीक्ष्यात्मानमात्मवान्
निरुद्धन्तम् इवं काशम्
निरुन्दन्तम्
sorry,
इवाकाशम्
correct. निरुद्धन्तमिवाकाशम्
निरुद्धन्तम् इवाकाशम्
चकारमतिमान्मतिम्
चकारमतिमान्मतिम्
सः सम्पूजितः पूज्यः तैः by those Siddha and Charanas who were able to recognize how Hanumanji had overcome 4 different challenges by Dhriti, Drishti, Mati and Daksha. Please remember these 4. Dhriti, Drishti, Mati and Daksha. Daksha is the excellence. Excellence in performance. Daksha means one who is expert. Expert in what he does. He is called Daksha. So dexterity, in English it becomes dexterity, the same word, D-E-X-A, Daksha, dexterity. So here, Sampujitaha Taihi Pujyaha, most worshipful, Pradipanna Prayojanaihi, having accomplished Pratipatti means accomplishment, Pratipanna, having accomplished Prayojanaihi, his own purpose. By that he was very worshipped, very much worshipped. Jagama Akasham, he proceeded on Akashamavishya, having entered into the sky again. Like what? Pannaga Ashanavat, one who is the devourer of snakes, like Garuda Kapihi. Prada Bhuyishta Parastu. And he prapta bhuishta para. Bhuishta para. Bhuishta, the other end of the long other end of the very ocean. Praptaha. He has reached there, and having reached prapta bhuishta para too. This is the adjective to him. Prapta bhuishta para. He is the one who had accomplished to reach the other end of this ocean. That in English it become a long sentence. He, the one who had accomplished to reach the end of the ocean. Prapta bhuishta para. Finished. It's a compound there. And sarvadaha parilokayan, looking all around him. Yojananam shatasya ante, after crossing over 100 yojanas, Vanarajim Dadarshaja, he saw a huge forest there. Dadarshaja Patanneva, while flying itself, he started to see Patanneva, Vivida Druma Bhushitam. It is filled with a lot of different kinds of trees. Dvipam Shaka Mukha Sreshtaha and Shaka Mruga Sreshtaha, who The Hanuman is known as Shakamruga, and the best among them. Shakamruga, one who is living in this branches of the tree. So Shakamruga, Sreshta, best of them. Dvipam, Malaya, Upavananicha. Those are called Malaya mountains. Also, they are called Malaya mountains. And therefore, those, the end of the country, Bharatavarsha, the end of it's called Malayalam. Malaya, basically, it's the Malay is hill, basically. In Tamil, it is called hill. In Malayalam also. So the one which has a lot of hills, Western Ghats, called that. It is Sagaram, Sagara Nupan, the ocean, and then Sagara Nupan. Sagara Nupa is the very shore of that Sagara. Sagara Nupajan Druman, seeing the trees that are there at the very mouth of all the rivers, basically. Sagarasya patnina mukani api viloyakan. Sagarasya patni is nadi. So, Sagarasya patnina nadinam mukani api. The starting point also vilokayat. And he was looking at all of them. Sa mahamega sangasham samikshya atmanam atmavan. So he see the one who has the form like that of a rainy cloud. His form is as though nirudantam iva akasham. So nirudantam iva akasham, as though touching or even covering the sky. His own body. Matiman, Matim Chakara, he started to think, if I go in this huge form, which is as though covering the entire sky, if that way I go, then I will be distracting on creating attention of all of the people there. So now he had to take a decision. How do I enter into this place? Aganita. With chanting. Please unmute yourself. Whoever is chanting.
Aganita Gunagana
Bhushana Rama
Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama Kamita Palada Jaya Jaya Rama Papa Vimochana Shri Rama Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Jivana Sita Rama Jaya Raghurama Jaya Siya Rama Vanara Sevita Shri Rama Varidi Vandana Jaya Jaya Rama Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama Patita Pavana Sita Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki jai Umapati Mahadev ki jai Bolo bhai sab santan ki jai Shri